Welcome to Up to the Minute. It's Monday, August the 10th. I'm Todd Duplantis. Glad to have you with us this morning as we kick off another work week working remotely. Of course, my co-host throughout this whole thing, she's with us again today. She's been here all the time, Brittany Pacheco. And we've also got a special guest, Raquel Sims, is going to be joining us today, talking about our events out in Stafford. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. I like to call Monday money making Mondays.
Raquel's got a little bit of a better attitude about Mondays than I do, but we're here. We're going to power through it. We appreciate everyone joining us this morning for Up to the Minute, and we ask that you all follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget about our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to find out the latest from us. Last but not least, please share this podcast, because not only do we want to share this important information to the masses, but we also want to grow our audience.
That's right, Brittany. We've got a packed show for you today. For the next half hour, all the HCC news and information you'll need to know. I'll be back with both you, Raquel, and Brittany in a few moments. But let's talk about our guests first. Let's introduce right now from all out in the southeast part of town. I believe we've got Alissa de Jongh, who's joining us. And Alyssa is an instructor for facial aesthetics, and she's under the Consumer Arts and Sciences Center of Excellence. Good morning to you. Can you hear me? Okay, we'll be back with Alyssa in just a few moments. But first, we want to join, we've got a very special guest this morning, Nora Jo Sherman. Dr. Sherman is been around with HCC for 45 years. She's a faculty business center of excellence in business administration. Good morning to you, Dr. Sherman.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
We are very pleased to have you here. And of course, you're celebrating 45 years at HCC. When exactly did you start?
Actually, my involvement in HCC began in 1970. I managed the Office of Board Services for HISD, a progressive board that created Citizens for Good Schools committees. In a Citizens for Good Schools committee, the idea came up, we need a community college. I was taking notes. Excitement filled the room. And someone said, we need a purpose. I raised my hand and read them their remarks. So throughout this, I'm going to say, I was there when. So I was there when the college started.
So you were around when HCC was actually created, and a lot of people may not realize we started under HISD as a community college under the Houston Independent School District.
Yes, and the board was housed in the 3830 Richmond HISD's building, and I worked closely with them. The administrators were in the building. I went to lunch with them, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like HCC is my baby.
Well, you've been around for quite some time, and I know you've seen a lot of things over the years. Yes. Let's talk about how instruction changed since you first started. Good. And tell us what you first did when you started with HCC.
To teach, I taught on a campus, and our HISD allowed us to use their buildings, and some businesses let us use their buildings. In 1975, when I started teaching, I taught at Waltrip High School, and it was face-to-face. I interacted with the students. They had to introduce themselves. They were required to meet with me after each class. So in the beginning, it was close contact. And over the years, I have been a party to the changes. We moved into distance education. I went to registration to pick up my classes, and I was assigned distance ed. I said, no, I like the classroom. They said, you need permission from your department chair. Bob Reddy, retired military, was my department chair. I went over, he leaned over, said, sit down. He leaned over, took both my hands in his and said, do it for me, Nora Jo. So I moved into distance ed.
Well, let me ask you this, if I could. Did HCC, I mean, I imagine we originally started as a night school where
Yes.
students were taking classes to fulfill a college degree, maybe take some credits. Let's talk about how that's changed over the years, because now we're a full service college for students who want to complete a 2-year degree and then move on to 4-year degrees.
Yes, and along the way, we created certificate programs, which sped up their getting a paper that helped them get into approximately 30 semester hours instead of the 60 semester hours for the 2-year degree.
And now that we've got partnerships with many of the universities and colleges, I imagine back then they were our competitors. Now they're our partners because we aren't necessarily competing with them. We're offering as a source to feed students into the universities.
Well, I was working on the doctorate, and I was in close contact with the people at the University of Houston, and I don't recall their treating us like we were competitors. It may be, but I don't recall that.
Who's still around from when you started at HCC?
Willie Caldwell. And we are close friends and stay in close contact.
And let's talk about some of the people you worked with over the years. Maybe some people that were on the board, some people that were HCC that you'd like to bring up.
Yes, the first person, Mrs. Ruby Clifton. I worked first with her. She was over the Office of Board Services, and she guided me. She is my mentor. Jadon Boney, Mr. Whiteley.
Who was the president when you were?
Mr. Whiteley.
J.B. Whiteley?
Yes, he was president, and he included me, he assigned me to every job. When we were accredited, I attended everything. We took the SACS representatives, Southern Association of College Schools, representatives to campuses, to classrooms, had breakfast, lunch, dinner with them. And Urban Cowboy was the hot movie then. They wanted to go to Gilley's. I took them to Gilley's. So I have been there, involved in everything.
What are you most proud of over your long career at HCC?
Okay, proud of having taught so many students, thousands of students. And I'm glad you asked, because I want to send a message to my former students. You know I care, and I'd love to hear from you again. Also, I was there when Faculty Senate was created, and it was in Waltrip High School. It was called the Faculty Association. Most of our instructors at the beginning were part-time. We just had a few full-time. And in Waltrip High School in the evening, we created a faculty association that is now Faculty Senate. And I've been active in it forever.
Well, Dr. Sherman, we really appreciate you taking the time and joining us this morning. Congratulations on 45 years at HCC. What an accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And we'll look forward to talking with you again sometime soon.
Good.
And of course, all this week, we're going to be featuring long-term employees here at HCC. We've got an employee recognition ceremony coming up on August the 21st. We'll have that virtually, and we'll be featuring many of the employees all this week on Up to the Minute. Let's move on now and talk with Alissa de Jongh. Now, Alyssa's been on the show before. We've talked to her, and it's always exciting to have you on the show. Let me see if I can get your microphone unmuted there, Alyssa. Let's see. Here we go. You're unmuted. Let's go. Can you hear us? You might want to try to unmute on your end as well. I think your microphone may be muted there. There we go. Nope, can't hear you yet. Let's try it again. There we go. Sounds like we're hearing something. Oh, we've got a few technical difficulties there. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get her microphone cleared up, because I know everybody wants to hear about our spa program. Brittany, you've been out there to visit Alyssa and her team.
That's correct, Todd. But before we get into it, I just want to say to Dr. Sherman, I am an alumni from Waltrip High School, so go Rams. And yeah, so it's exciting to hear that, you were at Waltrip, all those years ago and helped, make HCC what it is today. So it's really awesome to hear.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. But yes, Todd, so not only have I been to the esthetician part of our Consumer Arts and Sciences Center of Excellence, but Nathan, our director, did too. And we do have a package on what these students do and the experience that you can have through their spa. And it's amazing. It is so relaxing, and it's just an amazing program, because one cool piece of technology they have is, and I can't tell you what it is, but they basically scan your face to see what is going on underneath the skin, and it better.
Yeah. Oh, wait, we got Alyssa on. Yeah. And Alyssa, maybe you can clarify. Brittany's talking about a facial scanner. You guys have that out there?
Yes, I'm so sorry about the sound issues. I'm having some problems hearing you guys as well, so I'm going to do my best. We love having guests at the spa, and Brittany, of course, and Nathan have been our guests. Our students love to learn in that way because it's hands-on, and it's putting all of the theory and the science they've learned together and dealing with clients.
Well, Alyssa, let's talk about what is facial aesthetics. What is the program itself? Can you hear us? Looks like we've got a few technical difficulties again. Of course, we're all working in the new world of Zoom nowadays, so it comes with the territory, a few technical problems. Can you hear us, Alyssa? Alyssa, can you hear us? I think we're running into a few more problems with Alyssa. We are going to, Alyssa, we're going to probably check back with you later. It looks like we've got a few technical problems, but I know we'll definitely try to get you back on the show in sometime soon. Can you hear us at all? Oh, we've got a few technical problems. Yeah, we'll go ahead and check in with you maybe later on this week, Alyssa, and we'll rebook you on the show. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes we have a few technical problems with the show, and Brittany, I guess that's just the new world we're living in with Zoom these days.
It is. I mean, and obviously everyone is on the internet. We're going to experience some bandwidth issues, audio issues, all sorts of technical difficulties when we need it most. Internet, we need to do better. Come on.
That's right. So Raquel, we've got a lot of things going on out in the Stafford area. Maybe you can bring us up to date with your update.
Yes, we have a lot of things going on in the Stafford area. Thank you so much for having me. As a quick recap of what took place, once coronavirus hit the U.S., we all went into protection mode with wearing face coverings in public and really staying protected, following the CDC guidelines. However, some individuals didn't have access to face masks, or still don't have access. So the Stafford City Council member, Alissa Chen, recently held a face mask giveaway for local residents. Alissa Chen is a wonderful woman. She is always finding ways to pour back into the community. So just kudos to Alissa Chen. We also had a chance to talk with the Fort Bend County Judge, KP George, on how the county is helping businesses and employees, to continue moving forward during this pandemic. As we all know, this has been an unprecedented time for small businesses and just business in general and organizations to, meet in public and, continue spreading their mission. So they have found ways to, give back to them by providing resources to small businesses that qualify. And a link will be provided as well. And then also we had a chance to feature and welcome the new Stafford MSD Communications Coordinator, Gracie Martinez. She is actually a graduate from Stafford, and she is extremely excited to be back in her stomping grounds and pouring back into the community. And she's just thrilled to work with the district. So coming up this week, we are featuring the Texas Workforce Commission and their first virtual job fair. Speaking of just how new technology is going on, they're hosting their very first job fair tomorrow, and it's going to be open for anyone to join in. And just they really want to provide outlets for individuals because some individuals have lost their job, and they're looking for a line of work, especially with our recent graduates from high school and also college as well. So so that's what we're excited about. And so please stay tuned to our YouTube channel. It's HCC Stafford TV Studio, and like us and follow us on Facebook at HCC Stafford TV Studio as well. And on our Twitter, it's HCCSW TV Stafford. Thank you so much, Todd, for having me, and I look forward to being here next week.
That is pretty cool that the folks at Stafford MSD have a graduate of theirs who's now their communications coordinator. She's certainly got a lot of vested interest in the community and the job.
Yes, I agree. One thing I've noticed about Stafford is that they always, it's almost like a second family. Mr. Raymond Root, he was a graduate from Stafford as well, and he's the high school principal. So they always, just find a way to, place the pieces, in the right puzzle as where they fall. So they're always great.
All right. Thanks, Raquel. Stick around. Brittany, let's try to check in with Alyssa one more time to see if we have the technical difficulties worked out. Alyssa, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Right. Yeah. Hey, good deal. Yeah, we can hear you. So the spa is always an exciting thing, especially on the show. Brittany's excited about it. Nathan, our director, he made a trip out there as well. And I guess a lot of folks can't get enough of the spa at HCC. Now, since COVID's hit, how are you guys dealing with things? How are you dealing with your instruction? Have you been able to move things online? And maybe you can talk about that.
Sure. Well, luckily we were previously online with our 3 parks. For us, it was not that large of a transition. Sadly, that means hands-on in the spa has been halted. But that's okay because the students are able to, as you can see from the background, I have a home spa set up here so that I can teach them their practicals as if they were in the spa. And then hopefully in October, we're planning to go back 1 day a week in the lab where they can work on mannequins. And then our goal, of course, is once things calm down with COVID to eventually return to where we have guests into the spa.
And I imagine when you do return in the spa, as when we return to campuses in some shape or form, things are going to look completely different with new regulations and new safety precautions.
Yes, absolutely. So the student estheticians will wear masks, as you know, but we also have plastic shields. That's what they wear in the real spa. So we'll be using that in our HCC spa because we are a real spa. So they'll be learning to do the procedures, protocols of checking people in, temperature checks, making sure paperwork and questions are done, just as they'll be preparing for the real world. So we'll do that in our spa as well.
Let's talk about the services that you offer with the spa and the programs that you have there.
Sure. Well, we have facials. Just as you would go to a local entity to get a facial, we have that here. We have European massage for the shoulders, head, and neck, which is wonderful relaxation for our clients when they come in. We also have additional services such as microdermabrasion and chemical peels, which are a little more advanced. So our students do learn those technologies as well. So anything that someone's looking to do to clear their skin or maybe help with like aging signs, we can definitely help them with that.
And your students, how long are the programs that they can get a certification, or some of them a few weeks? Can they go as far as take a 2-year degree? How would that work?
Sure. Okay. So we have several programs. The cosmetology program, they do everything: hair, nails, skin. That takes them approximately 1.5 years. They have 1,000 hours they have to complete. They can get a certificate or a degree. And then for us, for my facial students, they go approximately 1 year. So for full-time, they're doing 2 full-time semesters. Part-time, they're doing 3 part-time semesters. So it takes around 1 year, and they're getting a certificate for that. And then lashes, they only have to go, they're a part of the one and done.
Right.
And they just learn how to do the eyelash extensions, which is really popular nowadays.
Oh yeah, that's a big popular thing. And I know HCC was one of the first to start with that program and a certification for it.
Yes, absolutely. And it feels fast. There's just like facial, there's always a waiting list for those two programs.
Would the students graduating through your program, do you help them with finding employment, or is it, what are the prospects when they get out with their certificate?
Sure, we work closely with career services for HCC. We do mock interviews, so we help them prepare, and then we invite local community businesses that we partner with to come in and do real interviews. And at those career fairs, oftentimes our students get a job. It may be the hotels, it may be local spas or doctor's offices, but yes, we do help them with that.
Here's a question for you. A lot of folks have been stuck at home for months now. Many have not gone out to get their facial or to get their nails done or things like that. What are some of the tips that you can give people during this era of COVID that they could do at home to take care of their skin before they get back into a spa?
Sure. Well, I mean, the good thing is hopefully everyone's eating at home, meaning they're cooking more and having healthier foods. That's number one that's going to affect your skin. Number two would be water intake. Just increase the water intake. People don't realize they need a minimum of half their weight in water in ounces. So wow. A 100-pound person would need 50 ounces, right? So people don't realize that. That's important. And then the other thing would be sunscreen. So just to protect your skin until you're ready to go back. Not
Well, Alyssa, we appreciate you being here with us on the show. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but glad to have you on. And you're always a big hit when you're on the show. We appreciate all the time you spend with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to see you guys in the spa.
That sounds good. We'll look forward to that. I know Brittany's looking forward to get out there. Brittany, you turned it into a full day story, didn't you? You went out and shot this story with Nathan. You guys kind of just made it the full day.
I made it a full day, half true, maybe, just because, of course, we have to work with our videographer schedules and make sure that they're available. And there were 2 openings for the students to take Nathan and myself in as clients for the day, if you will. So it was a really great experience. The students were lovely. I mean, just so professional, so willing to work with each client and provide the best experience that they could in their school setting. And the fact is, I actually forgot that I was in a classroom because, again, the classrooms are set up as if you're really experiencing the real life professional esthetician life, if you will. It was great.
Well, we're hoping to get that spa back open again. I know a lot of folks like yourself would like to get in there. Some other business of the day, Student Virtual Lobby is live online right now. And Brittany, they've got new ways that they're reaching out and answering the questions for our students.
That's correct. So Student Services has live enrollment and advising help available. So now with our virtual lobby that was once a form, you can now reach all of our student services through their virtual support on Zoom. There's also a callback option request as well as an email. So for all you students out there who have questions about advising, enrollment, etc., please utilize this tool because it is set up specifically to assist you. Now, due to heavy registration, because let's face it, we're about 2 weeks out from our semester beginning, we are experiencing a high volume of phone calls, emails, and Zoom requests. So be sure you fill out just once, okay? Because if you fill out multiple times, they're going to get backed up and they won't be able to get in touch with you as quickly as possible. So be sure to, once again, utilize this platform. No appointment is necessary, and they do have extended hours to support you and your needs. So Monday through Thursday is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays, because yes, Saturdays are going to be essential to make sure we include everyone, will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you're interested, visit hccs.edu/virtual lobby.
If you're taking classes in the fall, you'll need to attend one of our weekly information sessions. You can do those virtually online through August. The next session is 10 to 11 a.m. Tuesday, August the 11th. That's tomorrow. They offer you help with admissions, testing, orientation, financial aid. You've got questions. This is the place to get it answered. And you do need to attend one of these if you're attending classes in the fall. You can log on to hccs.edu/information sessions for more information. And the deadline for the scholarship, Brittany, is quickly approaching.
It is. So for students out there, we do have an HCC foundation that has many, let me emphasize, many scholarships for you to utilize. And as a former recipient, I can tell you this made all the difference in the world between going to college or going into the military. So if you're looking for tuition assistance, the HCC Foundation scholarship application for 2020-2021 academic year is still open, but applications will be closing on August 31st. So that's the end of this month. Don't sit on this opportunity because you don't know what you could potentially be awarded. So if you're interested, head over to hccsfoundation.org/scholarships to apply today.
And our convocation is taking place on August the 21st. You can register for it if you're faculty or staff by simply going to hccs.edu/convocation. Registration runs through next Monday, August the 17th. So we want to see you there. This is going to be a virtual convocation this year. We're presenting the whole thing online. We've been doing a lot of production for it in the background, behind the scenes, taking place literally for the last few weeks. So we're looking forward to getting that online August the 21st. Register online through the 17th in order to do that. Talent engagement has some training. Raquel and Brittany, have you guys done your training for returning back to campus yet?
Yes, I have.
Raquel, have you done yours?
No, sir, but I will be doing it as soon as possible. I don't want to lie.
You've got till August 31st, so you got a lot of time to do it. Everyone has to do the training. Brittany, how long did it take you?
At most 15 minutes.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, about 15 minutes. So we're reminding everyone that sooner or later we'll be back to campus, back to face-to-face settings. So talent engagement is HCC faculty and staff. They're all required to complete mandatory HCC return to campus COVID-19 prevention training. That's due by August 31st. You can go to check your emails, and you can check your inbox and log on to the website and complete the training. Everybody has to do it by August the 31st. You know, Raquel and Brittany, we got some new dates to keep in mind for the fall schedule. One thing, I guess, fall is still taking place. The classes still start August 24th, and that's for everyone, but they'll be online.
That's correct, Todd. So all classes, including our Flex Campus and our lab-based courses, will begin August 24th, but everything's going to be online for the first 6 weeks. Now, on October 5th, for Flex Campus and lab-based courses, those courses will, I can't even think right now, begin their in-person instruction once again on October 5th. So again, you have an online component and for the first 6 weeks, and then you'll report to in-person instruction on October 5th. So be sure you're aware of this. We do have graphics here that are showing right now, but also it's on our social media pages for you to check out and make sure everyone is aware of this.
So one thing real quickly, there are some testing locations on HCC campuses for COVID testing. They're drive-through testing sites. They modified their times. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. We'll have a graphic with this as well. 2 campuses, Felix Fraga and the Eastside campus. No appointment required there. They're open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Just drive up and you can get tested. The other one, they're asking you to make an appointment at 2 others, but they say they're not going to turn anybody away. That's at HCC's Northeast campus and HCC's South campus. And I believe, Brittany, they have some Saturday testing dates at those as well.
They do. So for the Northeast campus and South campus, they're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So that's amazing that they extended their hours to accommodate the a community, but once again, those 2 locations require appointments. There's a graphic here that will show for the phone number to call and make that appointment, and hopefully you'll be seen as soon as possible.
Well, that about wraps up today's show. Raquel, Brittany, thanks for being here. And Raquel, thanks for bringing us up to date with everything out in Stafford.
Thank you for having me, and it's my pleasure.
We want to thank our guests, Alissa de Jongh. Thank you for being here. And Dr. Sherman, we appreciate you joining us on the show today.
Thank you for allowing me here.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, we're going to feature another guest, Dr. Maya Dernovo, our Chief Entrepreneurial Officer. She's been here for 45 years as well. Hard to believe that, huh? She'll be on the show tomorrow as we continue celebrating our longtime employees here on Up to the Minute. And we'll be having folks from the Information Technology Center of Excellence. I believe Shaunat Mishi will be joining the show. He's almost become a co-host these days.
Pretty much. He's awesome to talk to. But we'll also be joined by Raymond Brown, who are here to talk about the Artificial Intelligence program, the only one in a Texas community college. That's incredible.
That's right. It's right here at HCC. Thank you all for being here today. I'm Todd Duplantis. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. live with Up to the Minute.